What's up, everybody? Hillside Gardener back here with you with a really quick update. And the question is, did my figs survive my zone 6B, 7A winter? The question is, did they survive? Well, the answer is, looks like it did. Now, this is the white Marseille fig. As you can see, it's kind of growing from back here, and there's one shoot coming off this stem right there. But, kind of panning back, this upper growth right here, it may not be survived. I don't know. Looks kind of shabby. I may or may not get a couple more shoots growing out of this last year's wood. And I've never grown figs before. I got these on clearance last year at a big box store. Into the season, they were kind of just, I think they were marked down to $5 a piece. So I got two different ones. And this is the white Marseille, like I said, which looking at the history on that, I believe Thomas Jefferson actually grew these at Monticello and remarked that these were the sweetest, best tasting figs that he's ever had. So of course I got one of those just for that historical note and just that endorsement, if you will. And this one over here, get the tag. This is the Olympian fig. So it has a tag for this one. So the other tag is blown away apparently, but this one seems to have survived just as well. You see all the shoots coming up down there. So I need to do a little bit more research as to whether or not these guys fruit on new wood, like same year, or they need to overwinter. Now, if that's the case, then obviously it's gonna be hard for these to overwinter and produce fruit on next year's, on the same wood for next year, so I'm trying to say. But maybe they'll grow on the same shoot will produce fruit this year. So I don't know. I'll have to look into it, but like I said, I was just kind of pulling these things back. I had this huge pile of leaves, probably 6 inches deep, covered the entire bed, including these the base, the crown of these roots here. So I believe that did help it to survive, because what was below the mulch layer of leaves seems to be sprouting back, and everything above, all this growth up here, it still feels fairly solid. I can't guarantee that anything's going to grow from it. It's probably not. So yeah, like I said, this is kind of a stretch to grow figs in this temperature, even though the cold hardiness, it says, is 0 to 10 degrees, zone 6, reading the tag back there. Yeah, so I mean, it will survive my winter this year with a heavy layer of mulch. So there you goes. There you guys go. If you want to try to grow your own figs, I say it's possible for overwintering them. Now, have they produced fruit? Absolutely not. I planted these last year in probably late August, so they didn't really grow too much to begin with, but they long enough to establish and obviously overwinter, which is what the intent is. And these may be planted a little bit too close together, and that's fine. That's fine. But the goal here is just to see if I can get a fresh fig to produce in my climate here in western part of West Virginia. Zone, like I said, 6B, 7A, depending on the year. This past year was a very mild winter, so it's definitely a very zone 7 winter. We got down to, I believe, 11 degrees, maybe 13 degrees a couple times. That was just a really brief cold snap. Almost virtually no snow this year. So a lot of people think that snow is actually harmful to the plants. And now, if it was a large bush and had heavy branches that were weighted down by the heavy snow, that could pose an issue. But plants like this with the layer of mulch I had laid down, plus the leaves I had laid down on top, let me kind of show you the difference here, was about this deep. So right about that level right there is about how deep it was, about 4 to 6 inches. And as you see right here, this layer was definitely below the mulch level. Back over here, this is very clearly, that's just dead. I mean, it just broke right off. So that's a little bit flimsy. It may have a little bit of life. I mean, these branches are still fairly rigid and flexible, so they're not really, like this part here literally just broke off my hand. So the tips of these guys here are clearly dead, and the cold did affect them. So yeah, I will do some research into growing some figs, but I've never eaten a fresh fig because, I mean, obviously I've had dried figs from the healthy store, and everyone's had fig Newtons and fig cookies or whatever, but something you just don't get are fresh figs. So that's kind of like a quest I'm on right now. So I'm going to try to get these guys to produce. So there you go. Hillside Gardener showing you right here that it is possible for zone 6B, 7A to overwinter some figs. And I'll show you some more progress throughout this growing season 2020 in my quest to get these guys to fruit. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Consider subscribing. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up and leave me some comments. And let me know if you've grown figs, what your experience was, what climate you were in, what zone you're in, and just maybe you can give me some tips, all right? We'll spin it around backwards. I know I'm supposed to be the guy showing you what's going on and telling you what to do, but you know what? I'll take advice because I'm just learning just like you guys are. And that's what it's all about, just having fun in the garden, getting out in the sun, growing some new plants and trying some new things out. So from my hillside to yours, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you next time here on my hillside. Bye-bye.